Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Good evening, everybody. So excited to be with you for another episode of Miracle Guidance, the show that is intended to guide you, to help you transform things into your life, things that are not really working the right way. My name is Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday, as I said, here on OMTimes Radio. So happy to be with you. And tonight, I always try to find a new topic. I always try to find new ways of guiding you and introspect different ideas that we need to dig deeper. And tonight I said, okay, let me talk about something that we all are experiencing at some point in life. Dysfunctional relationship, how to detox them, how to heal family rifts. Because I'm hearing from you all the time whenever you come to me for counseling that you have problems with your mother, you have problems with your kids, you have problems with other family members, and you don't know how to handle, you don't know what to do about that. So let's dig deeper into this because tonight, as I said, we want to talk about your family, more specifically, how to heal your family dynamic. Well, probably you're going to tell me my family is complicated, but it's normal to be complicated. That's the way families are. They're so complex, they're so dynamic, so conflictual, so confusing. Is it really? Is it exactly that? Is that the way it has to be? All families are dysfunctional? Not really. But some families are really dysfunctional. No matter how hard you try to bring balance and stability, to bring them to some kind of normality. And my understanding is that there's some kind of a family karma. I remember when I wrote my first book, Everyday Karma, I distinguished different type of karma. The individual one having to do with everything you create on a daily basis, the accumulated memory that is stored in the reactive side of the brain, that is the family karma. That has a lot to do with what's happening inside your family, between you, your mother, your father, your children, your cousins, your other relatives, even friends. Sometimes we do feel connected in a interesting and powerful ways. The answer sometimes, and then there's, by the way, I want to finish my thoughts. There is something that is called the global karma. Everything that we are experiencing in life globally. Like, for instance, whatever's happening in the world right now with the pandemic, with the world, affects us at the global level. So whatever we are experiencing right now, it's extremely powerful, extremely significant, and extremely disturbing, because as you can see, we go from one tragedy into another, and we are going through a lot is happening to all of us right now. It's almost like we got into that sort of negativity, that sort of state of mind in which we keep on projecting our fears, our anxiety into the world, and it reflects back to us. So it feels like we can never get rid of all this nonsense, but we certainly will. And we will talk much more about it, but I want to kind of develop the topic that because family karma is, believe it or not, somehow inherited, which means that whether you like those family members or not, they were kind of meant to be in your life. I hear people complaining about their families. My family is perfect for my karma. And what do you mean by that? It means that you choose your family member from the very beginning. You kind of have some kind of an agreement with those people. You agree to kind of incarnate and come together in the family. So you actually choose the child who disobey you. You choose the mother who won't get along with you. You choose the brother who will run away from home. So each person in your family, for each person there's a karmic tie, there's a karmic reason, there's a karmic explanation why they into your life, why you have to deal with that, and where is a certain lesson that you need to learn. But you know what? The bond of family shines through sorrows and jokes alike. Then the connection of parent and child is a light that cannot be dimmed, no matter the distance between them two. Parent-child relationships are very powerful, to say the least. They require not only a lot of patience, but a lot of understanding of the psychological elements that are involved, and those karmic elements, to make it even more complex. For instance, if we take into account the karmic connection of parent-child, we begin to understand that people can sort of incarnate into a certain gender and can actually reverse their roles in different lives, which turns the table as parents becoming children and vice versa. It all depends on the kind of a karma that they share. And this is what's so fascinating to identify, the karma that exists between mother, daughter, father, and why a child may choose to incarnate and have these parents, and how is that going to lead to a resolution of their relationship. Or it's very possible that, a parent-child connection will reincarnate as siblings into another life. A mother who is not able to love her child may need to reincarnate to experience the kind of a love before she can extend it to another person, into the next family. So you see, there's those tests that we have as we coming here. Now, familial positions shift throughout our life based on those karmic needs, because karma is the number one law of spirituality and has a lot to do with our soul evolution. Whatever dynamic is needed to repair or heal that family karma, that will manifest in a way or another, in this life or in another life, but will definitely have to come to life. Now, many parents who aren't biologically parents to their child feel the same connection. A mother who just adopts a child, or a father who enters a child's life through marriage, might feel as if that child's parent was part of his destiny. That's because the step-parent, adoptive parent, were in fact, probably biologically connected to that child in a former life. It's very possible. So the connection is not less powerful just because time elapsed or the souls have incarnated into new bodies. On the contrary, the need of the two souls to be together intensify. So I've seen very fascinating connection between people who are not connected biologically but are karmically connected. Now, one word that's inseparable from parenthood is sacrifice. Parents naturally want to give to and care for their children without limits. We want to give them the world. But how much sacrifice is too much sacrifice? When are you being too generous or too permissive to your kids for your own good? When does sacrificing cross the limits of good parenting? When it comes to granting your parent or child freedom, you have to weigh the karmic implication of your choices. So it's important to sacrifice within healthy limits. If you're a parent, do not attempt to interfere with the child's personal evolution, or so-called personal karma. But if you do sacrifice too much, you merge into that karma with your kids and create something that might not be that positive for your own good, for their own good. That's because you can block them from learning a lesson that they have to learn. They have to experience what they meant to pass through their own life. Because your journey, it's your own. And while you can help clear the path for the loved ones, you can carry them on your shoulder down your own road. So on the other hand, children can sacrifice too much for their parents too, relinquishing their freedom in order to be dutiful and please the parents. They can give up on their personal dreams because they want to sacrifice, and that sacrifice may interfere with their own life, So this is a lot to dissect, a lot to think about. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk a little bit more about setting and maintaining healthy boundaries. It's very significant. Talking about dysfunctional families, talking about relationship between parents, children, parents, or you and different siblings. So here there's a lot to say, a lot to talk. The most important thing is to know how to create those healthy boundaries, how to meditate and reflect in order to modulate your emotion. Because it's so significant to realize that the friction, the emotions that you have, create a situation that can be stressful, make you feel tense, irritable, stressful, and those feelings create the friction. So think a little bit. Think of your frustration, your anger, the way that you look at a certain situation, and if you know how to handle it properly. So sometimes, it's good to count up to 100, or a quick meditation is relaxing you and making you feel from anxious or too excited into being able to allow the cortex to digest the situation properly and take the right decision. So, but before I go into setting and maintaining healthy boundaries, I would love to take your calls, and I have some great callers like always. I have Barbara, Pamela, Lelani, Susie from Florida. You guys, hold on the line. I'll be with you in a second. I'm going to start with Barbara, then I'm going to go to Pamela from New York, then I'm going to go to Lelani, to Susan. So let's start with Barbara from Illinois. Hi, my lovely Barbara. How are you, my dear?
Good, Carmen. I'm so glad you're having this topic on board.
Do you? Yeah, I thought about it because this is one of my favorite topics. I handle this every single day of my practice. So all the time, I hear this, people's frustration about their families. So tell me why you like this topic, so I can understand where, from your perspective, what it is that it resonates with you.
Well, I was always the kind of person or a family member that if you needed anything, I would get it for you.
Right.
Very kind-hearted, very empathetic. Right. And over the last, I would say a good 10 years, I've had health problems, no kidding. Well, and what it's manifested. But anyway, so I kind of distanced because I kept on getting negative feedback and curt little comments that more and more I just distanced myself from it, sent light and love and all that kind of stuff. But no, you're not going to get me personally. No, I don't want to interact. So anyway, it's come to a point, and a family member had died. Actually, it was a father. And I was wondering, I keep getting this feeling that shenanigans have gone on behind my back. And I keep saying,
oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm wrong. What?
No, you're not. You're not.
And it's like they took everything, you know,
Oh God.
and what?
I can't believe it.
Did they?
They did.
Yeah. Yeah. And and
So
I didn't, you know, and you know what? I'll tell you something. I learned a very valuable lesson. My grandmother, I
right,
loved her to pieces. And when she died, my cousins would come, and I was one of 28, so there's a lot of us.
right.
But anyway, they would come and they were to take her, you know, to get mementos of her. And I thought to myself, I felt so sorry for you because you missed the essence of a wonderful woman. And I never missed her
Oh,
because she lived within my soul.
right.
So, so I never longed for her. But so now they want to kind of like, I don't know, um, have a kind of a relationship, but it's still disrespectful boundaries, I feel. And am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, number one, am I wrong, or did they just take everything?
No, you're not wrong. I really believe that they took almost everything. And I think, and this is intuitively, looking at the situation,
Right.
that they thought that and that was okay. So when they did that, and that this is the sad part, they never thought that they did something wrong by taking everything. You understand?
No.
They did it without remorse,
Well, without remorse,
without
yeah. Yes,
yeah.
that I get, but not
Mm-hmm.
understand. I don't. Yeah, no. Because children know right from wrong, 4 and 5.
Right, exactly.
You know, come
But they
on.
they did it without in cool blood, with no analyzing the consequence of their action, and even thinking that there's anything wrong in their action. So just did it, thinking that that was the way it was supposed to be, and that's it. So it's like, wow,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah,
you're
that's what I.
speechless. You're
Yeah,
speechless. You don't know what else to say. You just
right.
you mesmerize, and you don't want to go and now the question comes, what can be done, if anything?
Well, my suggestion is they hold on to their material things because they won't hold on to me any longer.
Oh, that's for sure. That is without a doubt. But obviously for them, you know what I mean, that material, it was everything. It was the only thing that had value. So then you realize the way they look at the relationship they had with you, and the way they look at the connection overall, and the bond. So yeah, this is
Yeah,
it's putting everything from a new perspective, after many years in which you said, I did everything for them. Anytime they needed, I was there. I would sacrifice anything. And at some point in time, when you acknowledge what has happened, it's so shocking and so painful, and so um, it leaves you speechless, and without the possibility to do something.
yeah. Until, I mean, they just made decisions without even letting me
Right,
know what's going on,
right,
you know. And it's
right.
just kind of, I just, all I can say is, you know what? God takes care of his own.
Oh yeah,
And
definitely,
I have, yeah, yeah. I have, I have no doubt about
definitely,
that. So I'm just going
definitely.
to keep,
Because there's always something that brings restitution and balance. When things get out of balance, is when the problem is created. Things
yeah,
get out of balance by doing this. I'm doing an injustice, and taking more than you deserve. You create an unbalance, and the moment things
right,
get unbalanced, that's when things get out of balance. That's when people get sick. That's when people get hit with a major life lesson, very disturbing. they get a major disease out of the blue, or something terribly wrong goes in their lives, because they got out of the balance, the harmony. They're living in harmony means this comes very true in people who are very wealthy. If you look at their lives, always look at the lives of the celebrity, and we see how they accumulate, and there's so much power, there's so much money, so much recognition. They don't know to do it. There's so much wealth, billions of dollars, and they seem to have the world at their feet. And then all of a sudden, something so dramatic happens to them, to one of them, either a disease or a sudden death or something. And we question, why is that? Because their world gets out of balance, They have more than they're supposed to have, and they don't know how to give back. Very few of them, they don't know how to give back to the universe when they receive way more than they're supposed to receive. I may be wrong, but that's my way of looking at things.
Well, that's kind of how I felt about it. I was just kind of shocked, and I didn't feel well at the time for a long time, and and I didn't want to say any. Well, I did say I didn't feel well, and they'd say, "What's wrong?" And I'd say, "I really don't want to talk about it,"
Right.
And
exactly.
But that's it, But never. So whatever, It's just material things that could burn in a fire tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So if this makes them happy, so be it,
Yep.
And
I'll go out.
The lesson of appreciation of what values more. What counts more,
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of hard, because when I mean everything, no pictures, nothing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Just nothing, yeah. It's almost like you didn't exist. You become invisible.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Right.
Well, in the second half of my life, I guess I will exist.
Yeah, but you'll prove them otherwise. Time will tell. It's interesting how time, as I said, brings things back to balance, and you will see. We will probably talk on the radio in a year or two, and we'll follow up on this course of events. We'll see where we stand later, down the line. But thank you so much for calling me, Barbara. I love you.
Thank you.
Appreciate your call. Okay, my dear. I'm going to take a short break, and then I'm going to go to Pam in New York, my wonderful Pam. So hold on the line, Pam.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
You came across someone struggling with hunger. How would you recognize them? Would you notice an 8-year-old girl who's not excited for summer break
because she may not be having lunch again until September?
Or a war veteran who's having a hard time landing a job and getting back on his feet? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
And I'm back. So excited to be with you with, I think, a topic that I consider so interesting, and we're all facing something like this in life in a way or another. Hi, my dear Pam from New York. How's my amazing friend? Pam.
How are you, Carmen? How are you?
I love you, Pam. How is my grandmother,
so
Pam?
Well,
I miss you more.
Okay, well, we're going to get together over the summer. That's a promise.
We have
I'm going
to.
come
We
to
have
Florida,
to.
or you'll come to New York.
We have to. So
Yes.
tell me, Pam, how is your beautiful grandson?
Oh, he's doing so well. He's a year old. He's a little Aries like you. His birthday is the 13th, so he's a year and a month. And he is just walking around, and he's trying to talk. And he was over here. I have moved, so I have to tell you, I don't live in Manhattan anymore.
No,
so
you
I have
moved
to
where?
To Riverdale.
Riverdale. You like it there?
Yes, I do. It's very nice, very quiet, more suburban.
Good.
The city was getting a little crazy, but you know
it's crazy. Everybody leaves Manhattan. Everybody. Lynn moved here in Florida. Everybody I knew, all my best friends for 30 years, they all moved.
Yeah, and I just haven't completed the move, but I'll be in Florida.
I don't know why you're not moving here. Probably because of your daughter, but
yes, but I'm gonna move in maybe 2 or 3 years. I think I'll come to Florida.
Yes, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that you will. Yes.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was looking at the topic that you're exploring this evening, and I was just thinking, while I don't see it so much in my family, but you know, a lot of our family members have died, especially the older people who taught us so many wonderful things about how to be close, how to respect. And those people and those ideas and ideals are, you know, they're just gone. And, you know, I was just talking to a friend of mine, and we were talking about this horrible shooting in
oh my God, I cannot believe the shooting today. Yeah.
And then, you know, we just got over the one at the grocery store, and it's like
but what
no
are we
place
doing
is
here?
safe. But
can we somehow, you know, find a way in our country to stop the killing of innocent people, you know, and young people like this, and people of all ages, you're dying because you go to buy groceries? This is crazy. Or somebody who you don't have you send your kids to school, and you don't know if you will see them again.
Yes, it's very traumatic. But you know, Carmen, thinking that, you know how your show is soothing, and you talked about different concepts in life and spirituality. I'm thinking until the world embraces that type of life, that we're going to have continuous people acting out for the meanness and horribleness of
Pam, I'm trying for years, and I'm sharing this with the audience. For years, I'm trying to do a TV show on this kind of idea, you know, all these topics, or to do a show like this. And no network is interested. They said, we're interested only in shows that are about fights and people angry with each other, and, you know, all that negative. They enjoy if there's gossip, if, you know, they don't enjoy this kind of a material. They're not interested. They said it doesn't bring an audience. It's so sad.
I think it does. It just doesn't bring the type of audience they want. You know, it's not enough for them to be able to realize that maybe if everybody just took a few minutes off to just stop, maybe even if you can't meditate like really well, just stop. And, you know, I just have a whole different perspective. And, you know, I was just talking about my cousins, and things that have happened. And I look back, and the whole thing involves, I think, that we don't have that layer of grandparents and grandaunts and older people around us who will remind us. Therefore, if you don't have it at home, you could only realize what it would be like, to try to have that type of expectation from people in the in your neighborhood. But I know it. I moved when I just could not take looking over my shoulder. Even if you live in the greatest part, you live in, across from the park, Central Park West, it's nature.
Right.
But people are having such anxiety, they really need help. And I'm just so grateful for you that, at least we could tune in and listen to you now, here on Tuesdays and again whenever you do your shows. And it's really important that I think people just need to look at something else. It's beyond, having millions of dollars. It's just, you just want to be able to be safe, to relax, to enjoy other people and stuff like that. I don't know what can be done, but I just don't know what's beyond this craziness.
It is craziness. If you look at the world, on one hand is all this killing that we are experiencing. On the other hand, look at the world, the danger that humanity is facing. On another perspective, there's all these viruses, that continue to appear.
Can you imagine? You don't want to sound conspiratorial, like, everything's got to be somebody's unleashing a virus on each other. But you wonder, let's talk about monkeypox. I said, what is this in a civilized world that we're still dealing with this kind of stuff? And then, they can't seem to get COVID together. But I firmly believe that COVID is going to work when you start believing it's going to work, And
you said the most powerful sentence anybody has said in a very long time. When globally we start believing and stop the fear, which is worse than a virus, that this is going to affect us, then, then we're going to be fine. Only then, Until then, look what we are facing and continue to face. It's like the more we're afraid, the more we bring this type of illnesses to us. It's like we contribute to the, we manifest
exactly. That's what we're doing.
We manifest them.
So I'm hoping that I look at my little grandson, and he's so happy. His mother's happy. His father's happy. And I'm saying to myself, you got to make a better world for him and his little friends, the neighbors.
Exactly.
And it's up to us, because our parents are no longer here.
Yeah. With the way the world is right now, with the fear of recession, with this prices going to the roof. I mean, it's crazy. Poor people,
But Carmen,
what are the people doing?
I was just going to say, we have to learn how to deal with it. Okay, if you see that gas is $6 a gallon, you can't be going everywhere by car. You got to take the bus.
True.
You got to walk some pounds.
Well, you adjust, exactly. But it's like a lot to change. Change the mindset, change the thinking, change your patterns of behavior, change,
change
your whole universe. The way everything has been planned is not valid anymore.
Exactly. It's just sad. But anyway, my friend, you keep teaching and we'll keep listening.
I love you, my Pam. You're so dear to me. And I pray for the day that I'm going to see you here and give you the biggest hug. I love you,
Okay.
Pam. Thank you
Take
for your
care.
time. I appreciate it. I love you. Send my love to your family, to the little one, to your beautiful daughter. Okay, my angel, love you. I'm gonna take a short break, and then I'm gonna go to the next caller. I think it's Leilani, and then it's Susan. You guys hold on the line. I'll be with you in 1 minute.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
If I could be you.
And you could be me for just 1 hour.
If you could find a way
to get inside each other's mind.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
We've all felt left out. And for some, that feeling lasts more than a moment. We can change that. Learn how at belongingbeginswithus.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
And I'm back. My dear friends. And I'm continuing to take calls because this is a calling show. 202-570-7057. And I'm going to go to my beautiful Leilani. Hi, Leilani, my love. How are you, my dear?
Hi, Carmen. I'm good today. How are you?
Oh, so good to hear your voice. So tell me a little bit about you. Where are you right now on planet Earth?
I'm in Southern California. I'm house sitting for 1 month.
Okay.
And I really like it here. So I'm opening up to, finding a place to live. My spiritual community is going to open soon. So I'm going to volunteer to help with that. And
wonderful.
It's just a matter of finding a place that I can afford that's in a good location. But Carmen, there's been so many miracles on this 13-month adventure into the unknown that I totally trust Spirit.
Well, I know you for years already, and I've been, I've been with you through all of your experiences, to the transformation, to everything you've been going through. And I really believe that you are really quickly finding your path. You're almost there. And you've been going everywhere, across country, and finally found a place where you said, here is where I want to be. And you have to ask the universe to provide you everything you need so that you can afford, and you will afford a beautiful place. You will afford that. You're almost there. You're almost there. And that's going to be how is the business going? Because you are so talented. You have such an amazing heart. You're so spiritual. So tell me a little bit about the work.
It's going good. I actually have a client tomorrow that moved from Denver to Santa Monica. She wants an in-person session. So I'll be doing an in-person session. I just still need more clients. And I've been selling like 10 packs or even a 33 pack. And then I give a little discount, and that works really well. And I did get guidance in Sedona, kind of a crazy synchronicity. I was just calling around to kind of speak with a medical medium because I am still looking at my health. And they were just too much money. But one of them, she said she was guided to call me back. She said Spirit said to call this lady right away, which was me. And she said, "Who are you? You're a really advanced soul." And she's intuitive. I know. I was. And she said, "You're doing great work in the world. And guess what? They're not going to tell me what's going on with your health because that's something you can do if I just told you it's not part of your journey." So I did go to a naturopath doctor.
I don't think anything is wrong with your health. I don't think anything is majorly wrong. I think you might have because you. Yeah.
I just feel like I went to a naturopath doctor in Sedona. I think I either have heavy metal poisoning or something going on with my gut or it's hormones.
Well, it's a little bit of hormones and the stomach, the digestive issues.
Yes.
But remember, the digestive issues can be very affected by stress, by a little bit of an anxiety. You have not to have anxiety after everything you've been going through. So I do believe that all of this is going to get resolved the very moment you settle in and things become stable in your life. I bet you must be tired of running around. You must be tired of moving to a place to another and to the unknown. You need some balance and some stability. And it's coming your way. And after that, the body gets stability. The body is just reflecting your emotions that you are experiencing, which is normal to experience.
Okay. I did want to touch on your topic, which I love. I've been doing a lot of internal healing for my family lineage, specifically on my mother's side. And I got a little triggered by my mother the other day. She was just asking too many questions, and I don't really like her in my business because
you always have to, in cases like this, you have to settle all differences. If there has ever been a discord between you and someone else in the family, don't leave the situation unsettled. Especially if there was a conflict between you and an aunt or who was this person exactly?
This was, really my sister and I are fighting, and there's
this is big because that's a sister, that's a sibling, and if you leave it unsettled, it becomes a reoccurring thing. So try to resolve it in a way or another, because you need to detach from the memories here. The memories, and I know you don't hold grudges, but you have to have a lot of serenity about this in forgiving her and removing yourself from her if this becomes like heavy to deal with and difficult to deal with, because I do believe that is the case you are dealing with. And to refrain from any kind of a provocation. Like if she's trying to provoke you, you change the subject, or you need in your tendency of making your point without even realizing, you may invoke something or create a provocation not intentionally. So you have to distance yourself from your emotions when you feel arguing or reminding her or reminding you about something. So this is something you have to stay away and set limits for yourself, setting those boundaries in seeing her boundaries that are meant to protect yourself, from issues that can trigger more anger on her part towards you. I also feel like there can be some kind of an envy conflict here. Do you agree with me?
Yes, she's definitely sometimes jealous, and she thinks mother loves
always
me
between
more
siblings,
than her.
rivalry, know. Envy is like a green-eyed monster that makes us miserable when others are happy, and happy when others are miserable. It's a completely ego-generated emotion that stems from insecurities. So many women struggle by not getting along with their siblings. Many women struggle by not getting along with their daughters. It's just in the female, that's where the problem is. So this is very common, very common. It's the bond between you and your sister, it's an intense bond.
It is.
And this is also disturbed by issues with identity, in which you can say yourself, I don't want to be like my sister, or she can say, I don't want to be like you. You understand? So there's that kind of identity issue that happens without you even realizing. So it's very common. So best way to eliminate any form of jealousy or animosity, and go to the source. Like go a little bit of an introspection and reflection. What was the root of the problem? When did you notice it first? Is the jealousy and resentful because of what? Because of the success? Because of what? So this is where you have to figure it out. You know what I mean?
I'm not jealous or envious of her. She's jealous of me because
I know,
she always says,
but you introspect the root of her own problem, so that you, by processing that, you free yourself from that. You understand? You want to free yourself from that.
She brings up when she was 8 years old that's when it started.
Yeah, you see? Yeah, makes sense. Usually those issues that originate in the youth, in the childhood, that's where the origin. That's why when you locate the origin, at least you know. And if unsettled and unresolved, they go on for a very long time, causing a lot of disturbances in time,
And Carmen, it's up to her. I can't do her work. She has to do her work.
Very good. This is why you tell her you have to do your work, and then you don't go into arguing. That's what I say. You stay away.
She tries to argue with me in text messages, and I say, I'm not going to do this here. You're not
responding to the provocation. That's exactly what I was telling you not to do.
Yeah.
You don't go that way. It's better remove yourself, take a step back, wish her the best, and stay away instead of feeding into that kind of an energy, into the provocation that is actually making her feel very good about everything, because you feed into exactly what she wants to achieve here.
Yeah, she wants to fight. She's doing a lot of the behaviors that our mother did.
No, you're not going that way. You're not going into the fight. No, you're not going that way.
Carmen, I really feel for her, though, because she is going through a lot.
Oh, for sure. I understand. I completely understand.
Her dad died. Her she broke up with her boyfriend. She got a DUI. She got actually beat up by the cops. Yeah. So, I mean.
A lot. I hear you. Yeah.
And I'm not her savior. I'm not her rescuer.
You're not. You are not.
So it's been hard to just walk away. And she thinks, I just ran. I'm in California. I run from the family. And I say, no, I'm living my life. I'm living my life.
Right, exactly. Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. It's crazy, though, the karma in families. But thank you so much.
Okay, my love. I wish you all the best, my beautiful friend. And stay well, and call me and let me know from time to time where are you, if you got your beautiful home, and work on. If you want, I can have you on with me live on a Facebook Live, and we can bring a lot of clients to you this way, doing some publicity.
I would love that.
Think about it. You want to do that? Let me know.
Yes.
Okay, my love.
Okay,
we'll do
love
that.
You.
We'll do that. I love you more. I'm going to go to Susie. Hi, my Susie. How are you, my love?
Hi, Carmen. How are you?
Oh, so good to hear, my Susie. How are you, my love?
Oh, doing well. I spoke to you 2 weeks ago regarding my husband. Even though it's not a biological relationship, but still a toxic one.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and now this is a very difficult decision because we have 2 young daughters, but I think I'm just going to move on. Yeah, because things are not getting better. They're getting worse.
If things are not better, it's even for the sake of the kids, it's way better. Because things, when they got dysfunctional and when the parents start to argue, and if they do argue constantly in front of the kids, then the impact on their life is dramatic in time. But we don't actually realize that, We don't realize how much we harm kids, by doing so. Yeah,
exactly.
So that's why I do agree with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the more and more I think about it, the stronger I feel like, it's time to move on. And also I started grad school last week, and that gives me a lot of hope. And I'll be able to have a career and do what I love. And yeah, I mean, going back to like toxic relationships, like a lot of it had to do with the toxic relation he has with his mom.
For sure, without a doubt. Yeah. Without a doubt. The root of toxicity comes somewhere, usually parent and child, and that is sooner or later reflected on his own relationship, reflected on the relationship that he will have with you, and he would with his own kids later on. It's just crazy.
Yeah. Yes, from day one, it was like that. But how do you, say, for example, I want to cut the pattern, right? So that I'm moving on. But how about my daughters? How? And this is a very difficult question, but how do I prevent them going or doing the same things or having that toxicity?
The best way for prevention is don't let them assist to or witness any disagreement or fights between you two. Keep them away from anything. If you guys have something to talk, you talk in another room and they don't have to hear, or when they're not around,
Yeah, we try to do that. Yeah.
Give them the feeling that everything is okay. Never say something bad about him in front of them. No, that's their dad, and he's the best dad. The best dad.
I will.
Psychologically, this is the way when we win. We win by not bad-mouthing the other part in front of our kids, because this is when the damage is created. We don't even realize what big of a damage is this. And then if we stay calm and relaxed, then and know how to handle it correctly, and we separate in good terms and continue some kind of a friendship, but we're in agreement, even if we live separate places, but we share the kids, we can make it in such a nice way that kids don't feel that things are very bad. They get used to the idea that, okay, my mother lives on the street, my father lives 20 blocks away or in another area, and that becomes a new norm for them, and and then their life is not affected later on.
Right. So that's actually my hope. But it's he's treating me this way when we're married. I'm like, I wonder how is it gonna be when we are separated. But,
Right. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, and also because they're gonna spend time with him and his mom. So that was my worry from day one. But yeah. Well, thank you, Carmen.
Don't be worried, and consider that this is really part of the normality, when you go through something like this. But if you make it with a smile on the face and make them feel like everything is okay and everything is okay, and they don't see you panicking, crying, being lost and demoralized and angry and vengeful and hateful towards him, if they don't see you display none of this, even whatever you feel in your heart, it is your heart. And it's different, but they don't have to see any of this. And then and then they're gonna be okay. They will be perfectly fine later on in life. You have to put it in the perspective what it does to them long term. That's what you need to do.
Yeah, and also for myself too, because
absolutely,
I think about them, but also myself.
For your own sanity,
Yes. Yeah, I mean, definitely. So I'm confident and I'm gonna move on. But thank you, Carmen. Love talking to you.
I love you, my Susan. Feel free to call anytime, my love. I'm here for you.
I will.
I love you, and everything is going to be okay. Everything is the way it's meant to be, and everything is going to be perfect, and it's going to work out beautifully. That's the way you have to tell. Tell yourself everything. I'm well. Everything is well in my world. I'm fine. I'm okay. And I'm embracing a new reality, and I'm handling it beautifully. So empower yourself. Empower yourself by your own words.
Yes.
Okay, my
Thank
Susan.
you so much, Carmen. Nice
I
talking
love
to
you, beautiful. I love you.
Okay.
And I'm coming at the end of the show. Was such a many things I was planning to tell you how to create joy in your family. That was part of my plan today, but I'm probably going to do it on my next show. How to put your pride aside, and how to give people time, how to appreciate cultural differences, and so on and so forth. I had an entire list of things. I didn't have the time to express myself enough, but thank you so much for all your calls. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being in my life. I so appreciate you guys so much. I'm Carmen Harra, Home Time Radio. I'll be with you, same place, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Tuesday. I love you guys. God bless you.